I can sing good enough. I can dance good enough. Lacretta on the show
Yeah.
is a Broadway singer. That's not fair. That's not fair to do that to somebody.
I'm so excited to talk about Night Court with you because this season has been so fun, so funny. What can fans look forward to as we're moving forward for the show and for Gergs?
Oh gosh, they can look forward to getting to know all of us a little bit better this season. We get to take some adventures together, and we definitely get to grow together this season. So that'll be exciting.
Oh, I'm very excited. Well, it's season three. You've
Mhm.
been in Gergs for 3 seasons now. I'm kind of curious to know how it is that either you perceive her character or your performance has shifted. How is that settled for you?
I think it's settled in subtle ways. Because things are now becoming more second nature, I don't have to, I guess, strategize deliveries and do more backstory. It's just like putting on one of your favorite sweaters or your favorite hoodie and getting to work with people that I love off stage and on stage just makes my job so much easier. And I like to just kind of step back and give Gergs the time to be forward and off the page for as long as she can, because it's not about me. It's she has definitely established herself.
She certainly has. And it just seems like you're having so much fun in
Yeah.
every scene you do. Tell me about the environment on set. If you've got any funny stories, I'm sure it's a hilarious environment to work in.
Well, so in the cafeteria, there's a lot of food in there because it's a cafeteria. And some of our salads have been there for a very long time, to the point where the film on the top is raised, because that there's some things that are happening in there, it's shooting off some gases. And every time that we sit over there, I'm like, oh my goodness, will this be the day that one of those salads explodes? And thankfully that has not happened. Has that episode aired yet? No, it hasn't. But the cafeteria is one of my favorite sets. It's one of the ones that has the most original set pieces in it. Now we're starting to kind of redo them, some of them, but to see the actual original chair from the original show and just to feel it and to feel like how kind of unstable but still put together it is, that kind of is a description of our show. Slightly unstable but still put together.
Well, and there is so much history and so
Mhm.
much love for Night Court after all of
Yeah.
these years. What parts of that kind of inspire your performance?
For the longest, before I got the audition, I would watch it, I would catch it when it was on, whether it was in syndication or just, the here we have a Night Court marathon. And then right up until before I had that my actual callback for it, I did want to stop watching because
Yeah.
I wanted to have the foundation of the show, but I didn't want to accidentally regurgitate what I had seen between Bull and Roz. And so now I watch it all the time, of course, and I watch Us because it's a great escape for 23 minutes. It's a great escape for 27 minutes, however long. And there's a lot going on right now, and especially, gosh, with all the fires that were happening here in LA, just having that little bit of retreat in the midst of all the panic was a comfort.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that kind of feeds in. I was going to ask you, Night Court hits just as hard today for this generation, for a new generation of people who are just finding it, as it did when
Mhm.
it first came out. And what do you think kind of plays into that? You said it's a bit of a retreat, which is how I feel about it, but is there
Yeah.
anything else?
I mean, it's just beautiful to have the old and the new come together. I'm pretty hip, but I'm pretty not. And so there are times where it's a beautiful mirroring of, the older generation, how they establish themselves, how that influences the younger generation, but then also how the younger generation, when allowed, can influence the older generation. So you're
Mm.
always having these lovely conversations and not quite hitting the mark and misunderstanding slang terms and getting into trouble at a rave. Like, why is Dan
That killed
Fielding
me.
at a Skrillex concert, but it worked. Like he had fun.
Oh my
And so
gosh,
that
that
shows
killed
us
me.
that, even though we're in different generations and there might be a gap between us, that we can still find common ground.
Oh, absolutely. And part of it is just getting to see which guest stars are coming in each week. I know, but
Yeah.
that is such a fun thing for fans. Do you have anyone that you work with this season that was like really fun, or anyone that you're very excited to see later this season?
Yeah, well, it was lovely to get to chat with Andrew Rannells. We
Love
didn't
him.
really have any scenes together.
Mhm.
So whenever I would catch him, on his off time, he was just like, "Ah, da, da, da," and we would just gab, 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 gab. I'm so proud of him. And, our journeys kind of mirror each other in that, I did Book of Mormon at a different time. He originated the role, and I did it on the first national tour for like 2.5 years. So we had those experiences that we could share together. But then also, we're both coming from stage and doing more film and television. I mean, I forgot to tell him. No, I don't think I had watched it before, but his performance in Chippendales was amazing. Like
Oh,
that, yeah, I hadn't seen him be vulnerable like that. And yeah, I was greatly moved. The show was just a powerhouse in itself.
absolutely. And I love seeing you both on the same episode too. We got to
Yeah,
get more scenes. We got to get you guys together now.
absolutely.
Now, who would you be your dream guest star if you got to pull anyone?
Oh gosh, if I could pull anybody, Whoopi Goldberg or Loretta Devine.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's make that happen. That would be a wonderful episode. All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to let me know before I let you go?
Oh gosh. Oh, I don't know. I have this huge cutout of myself over here that sometimes scares me.
I want to see
Um,
it.
Down on the ground over there, there's a Lego building blocks of an Atari system. Like I just like a lot of things. I have fun with a lot of things and video games. I'm a huge video game buff.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We can see how that plays into Gerg. So awesome. Thank you so much. Super excited for the rest of the season.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you for having me.
Season three of Night Court has been super fun, super funny. What can you tell us about what there is to look forward to for the rest of the season, for Flaubert, for the show in general?
Well, the beauty of Flaubert is you never know what's happening with him. I mean, I came in as a judge, and then I did some lawyering and some court cooking, and sold sodas, and you name it, real estate. He's involved in all of it. So he doesn't stop there, that's for sure. Uh, and I don't know if you've heard about, there's a huge musical number that we're doing.
I heard.
So a big song and dance number with, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Anna. I can sing good enough. I can dance good enough. Lacretta on the show
Yeah.
is a Broadway singer. That's not fair. That's not fair to do that to somebody. But so that number is fantastic, by the way. It was so fun to do. It was ridiculously fun to do. And I remember when I first came into the show, and I know that Nyambi sings and Lacretta sings, and I said to them one day, I was like, why isn't there a musical number? And they're like, they've been talking about that. They've been talking about it. So and then it came to fruition. So that's great.
And you're like,
Some
oh
other
my
stuff,
gosh.
some other stuff I think people are gonna love is Marsha Warfield, who played the original bailiff Roz.
Mhm.
She's going to be back for some stuff. I'm a huge fan of Brent Spiner from Star Trek. He's back with a character that he played earlier in the show.
Mhm.
So great people that I love watching and working with, like Kate McCucci, Ryan Hansen, like just some fantastic people who are going to be back for the season.
Oh my
And
gosh.
for me, my joy is, since there are no rules with Flaubert, my question every time I get a script is, what am I doing this week? What stupidity is Flaubert involved in that everybody has to put up with, or that Dan puts me up to? So I love seriously waking up not knowing what's going on with my
Flaubert is
guy.
the ultimate yes and character in a very
Yeah,
yes and show. Tell me
yes.
about what it's like to just get to do whatever.
That's the beauty. Like the show is already stupid funny. I put a period after each one of those. Flaubert gets to be the stupidest. He really does. And that's, as a guy who, I come from Shakespeare and improv comedy. As a guy, especially who does a lot of improv, the fact that you really get to jump into something new all the time, like there's no greater joy as an improv actor, as an actor who doesn't like to just do the same thing over and over. There's no greater joy than a character like Flaubert. John Larroquette one day in the makeup chair. We were just coming back from lunch. We were about to film. He goes, "Hey, I was thinking about this all lunch. What are you doing here? Like, what are you doing?" I was like, "Please don't let the producers hear you say that, because I don't know, and Flaubert definitely doesn't know. But man, oh man, do I love doing it.
Oh my gosh. It
It's the
just
best.
seems like you're all having so much fun on set. Is that true?
It's not a lie. It is not a lie at all. I worked with John Larroquette years ago. We did Boston Legal together, and that was a very different kind of show. I guess it was a comedy in a way. Sometimes he hired funny people for it. So to be back around him is great because
Yeah.
he's a funny dude. I really like him. I admire him. I love his stories, and he's funny, and I get it.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's honestly, it's like family. It's one of those shows you get on. Melissa Rauch is as kind a human being as could be created. Nyambi and Wendy and Lacretta are stupid talented and funny. Like those people, you don't see those people having a bad day. You just want to be there. So if there's an episode I'm not in, it's I'm jonesing to be there. Sometimes I'll just go by the set just to see everybody, you know? And that goes straight down to the crew. Like
Yeah.
everybody, you know, as they say, it starts top down. So you get Melissa and John, and then everybody else follows suit, you know?
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, their only drawback is they haven't had Dolly Parton on the show. I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, come on. We've got more guest stars to come. Let's get Dolly on.
Exactly. Exactly. We can get her in there. Richard
Yeah.
Kind. Look, Richard, bring back Richard Kind. He's going to be
Yeah.
back in here. Bring back Dolly as Richard Kind's lady pal.
Oh my gosh. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
I
Let's
can't imagine. You and I just
Okay.
sold an episode.
I was gonna say we're putting that out there to the
Yeah.
execs. Is there
Yep.
any other, dream guest star that you'd love to see on the show?
Oh my God. Like they had, they had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar come in. Like I never know because people loved the original show and they loved the nostalgia of putting the show back together because it looks and feels like the original. I can't even imagine who's going to show up, but if I had to go dream, oh my God, I would love to see since they just had Brent Spiner, like a Patrick Stewart or somebody like that in there. They have the best people coming in, and every time I look at the guest list, it's like, are you serious? Are you serious? Marsha Warfield's back. Andrew is here. Jessica St. Clair. Like, it's just a joy of watching who they're going to have come in because everybody wants to do the show. It's just stupid. It's stupid fun. So I would like maybe just because I've never met him. Now I'm just going like, who do I want to work with?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get Patrick Stewart and Dolly Parton in there. I would love to have them come
Perfect.
in.
We're selling scripts as we're going.
Yes.
Well, I am super excited for the rest of season 3. Is there anything else that you wanted to let me know before I let you go?
I want people to make sure that they watch that musical episode because
No.
it is so fun and you will get to hear a Broadway singer, Lacretta, doing what she was born to do.
Oh my
So
gosh.
please make sure you watch that episode. And the one with Brent Spiner again, to me, is also one of my favorites as well.
I have been loving season 3 of Night Court. It's so fun. It's so funny. Tell me a little bit about what fans can expect moving forward this season for the show and for Wyatt.
So, what you can expect for the rest of the season, of course, there's, I mean, at this point, you know that Abby is on the outs with Jake. So then it's like, what's Abby going to do as far as, love for her her love life, and then as far as the show, we have some fun episodes. We have I don't know why I'm talking like this. Why am I talking like no? No, we have a musical episode that's coming up, which is going to be really fun. It's a lot of fun to do, it's scary to do because I don't do musicals. That's so weird to say. I don't do musicals.
Neither do
I
I. It's
only
okay.
watch them. I don't do them. No, it's fun to do. I've always wanted to do a musical, but the good Lord did not bless me with a voice to do musicals on a consistent basis because I'm pitchy, a little pitchy, a little pitchy. But so we have that, and then with Wyatt, you get to see the depths of the character. You meet one of my best friends, my best friend really actually, and you get to see where we go with that. Yeah, a lot of fun to be had, a lot of fun.
Night Court is synonymous with fun. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch. It looks like it's fun to do. I have to ask, with the musical episode that's coming up, does Wyatt get a
Mm.
big number? Or are you just kind of going with
Yeah,
the
I mean,
flow?
yeah. I get a big number. That number is one. It's like a little small moment happening, but it's fun. It's a big thing. It's like we're having a lot of fun as a cast, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
You guys look like you're having fun. Every time I watch an episode, I'm like, this would be the best show to work on. Everyone looks like they're having a blast. Tell me a little bit about the environment on set, if you have any particularly funny memories from this season you want to share.
Yeah, no, the set is great in terms. Well, I mean, whenever we get a script, we're like, oh, that's what we're doing this week. Okay, you just have to be like, okay, and then and go with it because it's just you know um, all the zaniness comes to us, in terms of what who enters those courtroom doors. So yeah, it's just fun to see where they take us, but then also find a way to make it still feel grounded, feel real, feel authentic and true. And yeah, and I think um, just sort of watching the cast sort of be like, okay, that's where we're going, and then like we do it together. Um, because you very easily want to be like, okay, wait a minute, no, what is this? What are we doing? What are we doing? And yeah, I do love the fact that we as a cast have just been like, yes, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and as far as stories, I don't have any, stories really. I mean, we just have so much fun, but I think this whole year has been a blur because I'm a new father, so like
You've
I
got
have,
zaniness on and off set.
oh my gosh, like it's like I have, I'm a ball of like fun when I get to set, and then I like forget it and let it go because I'm like I got to be a dad now. So it's been so yeah, but as far as I'm trying to think, because we're having so much fun all the time, and I can't,
Is there any
yeah, I
like
can't
guest
think.
star or anything who's
Oh
been really
yeah,
fun
no,
to
we
work
have great
with?
guest stars. Andrew Reynolds, who
Oh
came
yeah.
through, was hilarious, dude. Like from the beginning, from the table read, was hilarious. We have Marshall Warfield coming back. It's weird. Anytime Marshall Warfield's on set, I find myself at the table read because that's when we first see each other.
Mhm.
And when I'm doing my lines, I'm stuttering because it's like, oh my gosh, it's Marshall Warfield. Oh my gosh, it's Marshall Warfield. And she's like, honey, relax. But but uh, but yeah, no, like we have some great, Brent Spiner, Annie O'Donnell's, just so many Kate McCucci, like so many great, guest stars. I'm a Star Trek Next Generation guy, so when Brent Spiner's on, I'm always like, I'm down, be cool, be cool. Be cool. But like they're all so awesome. Annie O'Donnell is amazing. Annie O'Donnell actually did guest starred on Mike and Molly, and that's where we first met. She did our bingo night, and so yeah. But she is like, she's incredible. She's incredible to watch. You know, I think she's in her. I don't want to. No, never say a woman's age.
Yeah.
Never say a woman's age.
Smart man.
Okay, but she's amazing. She's amazing. There's a lot of awesome guest stars that are coming up. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream guest star that you want to throw out there just to manifest it?
A dream guest star. My goodness. So I had an AOL account way back when. That's how old I am. And my A is an AIM account, and it was Denzel X Poitier, Denzel Tan Poitier. You know, I don't know. I was young, and so of course, unfortunately, we don't have Sydney with us. But like Denzel, you know, that would like to hear Denzel, like sort of Denzel up the night court lines. That would be great. You know?
All right, we're putting that out there. Denzel, the call has been made.
Yes.
Well,
and by
thank
Denzel,
you so
I meant
much.
Denzel Whitaker. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah, of
Denzel.
course. I was gonna say, but thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.